Hey everybody, give me 1 second. Copy this. And do this over here too. So I hope everyone is doing well this lovely evening. I know I am. So, for those of you that might not know me, my name is Tori from Avalon Enchanted. I have a small studio space in Wickford, Rhode Island. And with my business partner, Cindy, we do these weekly energy readings every Thursday, um, basically to kind of give us an idea of some of the different energies that are going on for this coming week. So I am here to deliver this energy reading for August 3rd through August 9th. And for those of you that have been following, there's definitely a lot going on. We just had a full moon. So yeah, let's get right to it. So the way that I structured it today at this time is I have 3 crystals, and depending upon which crystal you select is the crystal that is the reading for you. So I'm doing a reading for ocean jasper. Okay. I'm doing a reading for carnelian. And then I'm doing a reading for this guy. And this is kind of interesting. This is a scarab beetle that is actually from Egypt. It's made of diorite, which a lot of the things in the tombs were made of that, especially out at Saqqara, which is the step pyramid. For those of you that might know, I do a lot of work with Egyptian energy. I've been to Egypt twice. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the reading. So that's what this guy is. So he was actually carved from a remnant that was found. So this wasn't a this isn't ancient. Let's put it that way. That isn't ancient. So based upon which rock you select, like I said, ocean jasper, okay, carnelian, or the diorite, will determine which reading is yours. So away we go. So those of you that may not have ever been to our studio location, we actually just opened it in April, and it's located at 24 Brown Street. Just going to move that so you don't need to see that cup. Well, you still can see it, whatever. We're at 24 Brown Street in Wickford, Rhode Island. So we are behind Ocean Wave Nutrition. And we are kind of diagonally across the street from Yes Gallery and J.W. Graham and Teddy Bear Skins and so on. So we are in the same building with the pink parasol. And we're also in the same building, like I said, with Ocean Wave Nutrition. Our entrance is on the side on Spink, S-P-I-N-K Street. And we are open. In most cases, we're open for walk-in appointments on weekends, at least one day out of the weekend normally. And then the other times we're there by appointment, or if we have scheduled events. And we do offer different types of scheduled events throughout the month. With it being August, we actually have a lot going on in August. Matter of fact, I have 1 ticket left. Un ticket left for this year's 8/8 Lionsgate ceremony with Sekhmet. So because it's a small studio space, we're limited to only 8 in-person people. So if you're interested in that ticket, definitely hop on to Eventbrite and go ahead and purchase that ticket. There are 2 ticket links. I want to give you the heads up. There's 2 ticket links that look exactly the same, but you got to read carefully. One is, which is usually the first one that people see, is for the virtual ticket where you can actually join us on Zoom. So you can join us from anywhere in the world. It's from 7 to 9 p.m. on the evening of 8/8. The second one, though, is the in-person one, okay? And tickets are $88. So I'm going to start my reading for Ocean Jasper. And I absolutely love Ocean Jasper. Jasper is very versatile, but this really just, I saw this, and this really just kind of pulled me in when I happened to see it at one of the shops. So we are going to be bringing in product. We're going to be starting, I think, with some smaller things. We're not quite there yet. Our goal is to start to bring in like some tumbles, some of the crystal crowns that I make, some of the oils that I make. And I'm also planning on from after the Lionsgate 8/8, I plan on releasing my Lionsgate Sekhmet oil. Okay. So I will have more details on that. So like I said, I tend to follow an Egyptian path. I also follow a Celtic path. It's kind of weird that I have a foot in each world, but honestly, it does work. So let's see what we got for Ocean Jasper. So people who have selected Ocean Jasper, and the other thing I want to mention is if you are catching this as a replay, please do hashtag replay. So this way in the notes, so this way we know how far the video is gone and we can kind of keep track of it because it's nice to know what type of traction we're getting. So looking here at the cards for Ocean Jasper, interestingly enough, right off the bat, the thing that draws my attention is the Princess of Cups. And you see the dolphin in the water. So we definitely have our emotions are a little all over the place for people who are choosing. Okay, hi Lisa, no problem. And people can also comment like what Lisa just did. That's totally fine. We definitely have a lot going on. Interestingly enough, up in front of us, we also have the Princess of Wands. But look at the cat, look at the fire. You know, as we're rolling into Lionsgate, we have so much. Honestly, we have a lot that we are in the process of burning away. It is kind of what is jumping out at me. It's kind of like the Eight of Cups, and then moving through things with that are emotional, and then literally walking through the fires in order to make sense out of the chaos. Okay. So the Star card, which is always a great card to have. We really, really like that card, but it's also coupled with the the Eight of Wands. So there's definitely going to be a little bit of controversy, or you're going to find that it may very well be an uphill battle. But I do feel like moving through a lot of these things will be worth it. We have a lot of 8s, we have a lot of 4s, which I find really, really interesting. You may find that there's something in your life, whether it be a person, whether it be an item, or some sort of, I don't know, maybe some sort of job type of thing, is going to come back to you. There's just a lot to kind of just know that there's a lot that's going to work itself through. And ultimately, we have the Sun card, which is a great card to have. And, you know, the Sun is also all about fire. In the Egyptian pantheon, we have the Egyptian god Ra, the sun god, and Sekhmet is the daughter of Ra. So this is a very fiery week. that is gonna kind of require making sure that you're moving forward, and really making sure that, you know, knowing that things are going to be okay, but also knowing that to keep moving forward is going to keep on requiring you to be patient and be in balance. Okay. I also have the Emperor card here, and it's interesting because the Emperor card in my Egyptian deck here. Okay, so we have a lot of traditional stuff. So I feel like there's gonna be, like I said, there's gonna be stuff that comes in for you this week that is going to allow you to kind of, it's gonna be worth it, basically. It's gonna be worth it. Just know that this week, there are gonna be ups and downs, and just be committed and realize that this too shall pass. Okay, so that is the reading for Ocean Jasper. Let's take a look at the reading now for Carnelian. And while I'm picking up the cards and reshuffling, when I look up, I'm looking at my calendar. So we have Harbor Lights coming up on Thursday, August 10th from 6 to 9 p.m., which is a really cool village event. If you're familiar with Rhode Island and you're familiar with water fire, Rhode Island, or this case, Wickford, does their own version of water fire. That popped out. They're in the water, over by the bridge, in the very center of the village. And they bring in all sorts of like food trucks and events, and the shops are open. So it's really a lot of fun. And it's going to be good because we're actually going to be offering mini readings and mini healings that evening. So stop by. We're going to be there from 6 to 9. I think we're probably going to be outside on the street unless it's ungodly hot, and then we might be in the studio, but we'll see. But that's always a fun event. On Saturday the 12th, I'm actually going to be at A Touch of Magic, as another card flies out. I'm going to be at A Touch of Magic, and I'm going to be talking about dragon magic. So if that's something that interests you, check out the events at A Touch of Magic in Uxbridge, Massachusetts. I do some different classes there, as well as readings there and table tipping there. So that's always good to know. Our table tipping for the month of August is filled. So unfortunately, we don't have any more space for that. But we do have space available in Cindy's Saint Germain class. Saint Germain is an ascended master, and he is all about transmutation. We like to work at I'm sorry, I'm drawing a total blank. My apologies. At Avalon Enchanted, we like to work with a lot of different ascended masters to help people along their path. And Cindy has been very, very much called to working with Saint Germain and the violet flame energy. She actually works with a violet flame Reiki, which is something that she's really good at. So definitely worth booking with her on that. So let's take a look at Carnelian. And like I said, here's Carnelian. So that's a chunk of Carnelian that I had on my altar for Sekhmet. And I saw, Lisa, that you had mentioned that you had selected Carnelian. So I saw that pop through. So this is a kind of a new thing that we're working with in terms of me going live directly on YouTube. So we are kind of tinkering with all of this, but ultimately the goal is to be able to broadcast on Facebook, broadcast on Instagram, and also through YouTube, through our different media platforms. So people are able to kind of connect with us in lots of different ways. So let's take a look at carnelian. So we have the Five of Cups. And we have the King of Swords. So to me, there is a little bit of, I don't want to say necessarily walking away, but I feel like there are things that might be not going quite as well as what you might be hoping for or expecting for. And here's the other interesting piece. With the reading for Ocean Jasper, in the normal Celtic cross tarot, we had a card that had a lot of fire on it. And in the same exact place, we have the Queen of Wands, who's literally sitting in fire. So, what that's telling me is that you may feel like you're already kind of in the fire or in the thick of things. Um, and there's just a lot that you're over. There's a lot that you're thinking. You're feeling. I don't know if you're feeling like you're kind of stalled, whether it be relationship wise or potentially career wise. But I do feel like there is a little bit of a stall that's going on. And for lack of a better word, how you're working through it, there's a lot of fear. Um, Nine of Swords, a lot of fear, a lot of anxiousness, hanging around, trying to figure things out. There is a need for coming kind of at from a different perspective, though. So that's something to kind of keep in mind as a way of getting yourself in the flow again. Okay. We do have the World card, which is all about cycles. So I almost feel like this is really something where it's more cyclical in particular for the people who have chosen carnelian. Okay. Secular. So you know that you're gonna be starting a new cycle. Okay. We have the Star card, which is all about hope, which is all about grace and balance and um, trusting yourself. Okay. We have the Two of Pentacles. So there's gonna be there may very well be some collaborations that are going on for people who've chosen carnelian. We have the Nine of Pentacles, which is there's a lot in your toolbox to work with. There's a lot that you have that you can pull out in order to make really make things moving and flowing again. There were two cards that popped out. The first one was the Three of Swords. So I almost feel like there's a feeling of being hard on yourself. Ultimately, is what I'm feeling with this card. And then we have the Seven of Cups. There's too much that you're juggling. It's almost like when we get into these modes where maybe we're finding that there's a lot going on. Things might not necessarily be going the way that we want them to. We find ourselves kind of maybe looking at different things and latching onto things. And I almost feel like there's going to be a need to kind of simplify in order to allow for this new cycle to drop in and to be fruitful. Okay, so that's going to be something that's important for people who chose carnelian. And let's take a look. Interesting, we have the Eight of Swords, but it's next to the Nine of Pentacles. So it's a matter of really believing in yourself. It's a matter of really believing in yourself that you can make these changes and that you're ready to, get up out of the fire and allow yourself to move forward. Okay. So let's take a look at the diorite one now. It's this guy. Okay. The beetle is made of diorite. So let's see, what else do we got going on? Oh, so at the end of August, We have the blue moon, full moon ceremony on the 31st from 7 to 9. So that is always a cool thing to experience. Blue moons happen when we have two full moons in one month. So we're going to be working with Ariane Rod, who is a goddess from the Celtic pantheon, and we're going to be working with her and her clock or her wheel in terms of moving and shifting her wheel within the cosmos. So that's also going to be going on. So we definitely have a lot of cool stuff that is available for people in August. September is definitely going to be a cool month as well. We have some other things to look forward to, like harbor lights again, table tipping. We also have some full moon ceremonies and much, much more. So definitely check out, I think I posted on Facebook and Instagram, my personal page as well as the business page, the calendar of events. So use that QR code that takes you to our Eventbrite, which will allow you to purchase your tickets. Okay. All right, let's take a look and see what we got going for diorite. Okay. So needless to say, there is a huge theme of fire this month, which makes total sense since we are in Leo season and since we are so close to the Lionsgate. Okay. It makes a lot of sense because every single card pull I've done for these three particular readings, there's fire that's landing in one spot. Here's the other interesting thing that did pop up. So this is the Prince of Wands, or the Page of Wands. See the lion? See the fire? So this is falling in outcome. So let's talk about what we got going on for the people who might have selected diorite. We have new directions going. I don't know if there's things where you have accepted a new job or if there's a new relationship, but there's something that's happened that's new and is positive and is allowing you to kind of move forward on what's been going on. It's almost like you've done all of your homework or all of your research and you've dug deep. Okay. And now is the time to take that step. I will say this, we have the Prince of Cups. So, and it's upside down. So to me, this is like you have the ability to move forward, but something's holding you back. Okay. So I think this is going to be a time where you have to kind of dig deep and realize in your own psyche, what is it that's holding you back? What is it that's holding you back from happiness? What is it that's holding you back from moving forward, stability, things like that? We have the Five of Swords. So there may very well be some changes that, you know, you're in the process of making that are big changes. Change can be scary. Change can be hard. You know, sometimes when we are in our own little world and we are forced to kind of move ourselves outside the box, it's hard in order to figure out what works and what direction we go in. But I do feel like what you were working with before this thing that happened, you know, I do feel like there's a lot of goodness that's come about, and don't allow your past to dictate how this present and this future is going to go. Okay. So there may have been things that have happened that have kind of caused you to kind of look at things differently. So it's almost like you're going to have to kind of retrain yourself to realize that it's okay to take a step and not and know that the consequences from the past are not going to necessarily be in the mix of what's going on. Okay. Um, what I'm going to say is for people who've chosen diorite is don't be afraid to reach out to people, because you're going to find that you can't do this alone. I feel people who've chosen diorite, you're going to have to know that it's okay to get help. It's okay to um, allow yourself the opportunity to say, hey, I need help. Here's the world card, you know? So we have we have the ability of moving forward. We have the ability of overcoming this stagnation, if for lack of a better word, because everything has shifted and changed for you. And it's a matter of allowing yourself this opportunity to give yourself the permission to move forward. Okay. Looking at some other things, we got the Ace of Cups, which is always good. Let me pull another card for that. Ten of Cups, so that's a great card. That's always happy family. So I feel like there's a lot that you can do in terms of surrounding yourself with either family or friends emotionally in order to help you, in order to help you through this time of need of what your next steps are. Again, we do have that Prince of Wands, which is all about moving forward from the fire. And then we have the King of Swords, which is he's charging ahead. The King of Swords is kind of interesting because he just kind of charges ahead and doesn't always necessarily think of consequences. So what I am going to say is this: be careful. There is the need to move forward, but there's also the need to make smart decisions. Use your discernment. Okay. Um, yeah, Seven of Wands. So what I'm feeling is if you're not using your discernment, if you're not moving forward um, with care, then you may find yourself kind of struggling on the edge of a cliff, and you may find yourself kind of um, you want to be careful that you don't take that step back where you don't have the solid ground. Okay. Um, there are going to be some things that do pop up that are going to you're potentially going to have to push away from you. I feel this week. Ten of Swords, that's the stick a fork in me, I'm done card. So with that card, I always say that in this case, there are going to be things that you're going to have to discard and be okay with. It may very well be an item. It may very well be a relationship. It may very well be maybe a job. But I do feel like there is the need to free yourself from some of these things that potentially, if you're going too fast and not taking into consideration all the consequences of some of the issues that are going on, you may find yourself in that situation. So definitely use the discernment to allow yourself to work through that. Three of Discs. There's help. There's people that are there to assist you. Just don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to interact. You don't have to go this alone. Okay. So it's so weird. I mean, look at all this fire. Just so weird. And there's the lion, which I find really interesting, especially this particular week, coming up with 8 Lionsgate. So, yeah, let's talk a little bit more about Lionsgate. Because, like I said, I have one in-person ticket left, which you can find on our Eventbrite page. Just make sure that you are purchasing the in-person ticket. There's 2 links. There's one for in-person, and then there's one for remote. Okay. I have plenty of tickets for remote. We do it with Zoom. We're actually going to be traveling through guided meditation to Sekhmet's Chapel in Karnak. And we are going to be connecting with Sekhmet and working with this portal energy. It's a very strong energy that started when we went through the 7/7 portal. And I almost feel like this is going to be kind of like the kickoff for the energetics that are coming in for the fall. Okay. I feel like there's going to be a lot of stuff that we may have to kind of be careful with over the next couple months as well, just in general. And I mean, in general, not just for diorite. Okay. I just feel like there's going to be a lot of stuff that maybe you might not have had on your bingo card, so to speak, that you might not have expected, that might kind of throw things out of whack for you. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind that it's there, how you deal with things, how you interact with people. It's going to determine how you manifest and how you work through those things for the next couple months, I feel. So those are some of the things that are going on for the reading for August 3rd through August 9th. Again, the first reading was for Ocean Jasper. The second reading was Carnelian. And the third reading was Diorite. So I am heading to actually doing a couple things. I'm actually heading this weekend to Western Pennsylvania for a family event. So I will not be available for readings, but definitely message us and we can certainly get something scheduled for you. I know Cindy will also be available this weekend for part of the weekend. So there will be hours available for in person as well for the weekend. But I will be back on Sunday just in time for Lionsgate. And then in September, I am actually going to be spending 7 or 8 days out in Sedona, Arizona. Interestingly enough, there's going to be a real focus on fire and land. The elements of fire and land for me is what I was told by Sekhmet. So I don't quite know exactly what that's going to mean and how that's going to play out and what that's going to look like. But I do know that it's something that I definitely need to work through and be open to what comes through and be open to whatever messages come through as well. So if you're interested in booking a party, let us know. We have tarot parties as well as table tipping parties. And we do have some space available for August and September and going into October. October, we completely blow things up with Wicked Week, which is turning into Wicked Month in the village there in Wickford. So there's going to be a lot of really fun things that we're doing that are incorporated in with the village. So and I Heart Wickford Village is a great site to look and see what is going to be happening for that. But there's a lot of stuff that we're in the process of working on with the different vendors that are there, ways of bringing people into the village. So keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye out for the trip to Sedona. Alia is going to be traveling with me, so she will be making an appearance. And I'm sure I will probably pop onto Facebook at some point in time this weekend. Don't quite know when, but we'll see. So I hope everyone has a good week. And if you have any questions, you can direct message us either on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or through our website. Our website is avalonenchanted.com. The email address is tori@avalonenchanted.com. And that is TORI, not a Y, it's an I. So we will see you. And I look forward to working with the Sekhmet energy with Lionsgate on the 8th. Take care. Bye-bye.